Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to Coffee and Headlines, our daily get-together live here on Facebook every day of the week, 10:30 in the morning, where we examine headlines that have to do with Mexico, with Puerto Vallarta, and we share comments, questions, ideas, tips, suggestions, anything we can get our hands on so that we can have a better and more fulfilling life here in Puerto Vallarta as a community of English-speaking locals. And of course, Luna is with us today taking notes as always. It is a great day to be here. And of course, it is also Friday. And it's not just Friday, it is Semana Santa Friday. The city is packed with people. And Luna and I are just so happy to be here. Although, Raymond, I'm very happy to see you because in my planning for Semana Santa groceries and whatnot, I didn't calculate that I would run out of coffee. And for today's Coffee and Headlines, I am out of coffee. I haven't had no coffee this morning. So Raymond, if aside from your wonderful bake pastries, you sell coffee, I'm going to just rush over after the broadcast is over because I can use a cup of coffee like you have no idea. It is great to see you as always, and it is great to welcome friends that we've known for a while. It is also great to welcome new friends. So if you happen to be new, just write the word new in your comment and we'll be happy to offer you a nice welcome. And during the broadcast, if you have anything important that you wish to share, we will try our best to not miss it, and it'll help a lot if you add the letter Q at the beginning of the broadcast so that we can address it while we are here, and if not, shortly thereafter. So let's see, aside from Raymond, who is in the house, Claude is here. Great to see you. Kelly, it's great to see you always. Alberta is in the house by way of Karen with a oh my God, that is a last name. I won't even dare to touch that because that's just beautiful. Luna, where the fuck are you going? Okay, fine, be that way. So Luna's gone, ni modo. Let's see. Dennis reporting that Versailles is very quiet. Well, probably all of us locals are just trying to, stay huddled in the house, making sure that the tourists have time and space to do their thing. My dear sister, Maria Leonor, is here. Mari, remember that this afternoon, Catia and Alex are going to talk about their film at 3 o'clock. Hope you can join us. And we will be talking a little bit about that in a little while. Matthew says, Luna. And I say, Matthew, I love it. I love it. Let's see. Not in Centro, it's crazy packed. See, that's what I suspect. I have not even seen Facebook photographs of El Centro these days, but I can certainly imagine that it is absolutely horrible. What happened to Rich Kaufman? He was assaulted. Is he okay? I think he was, and I don't know the answer to your question. But we certainly hope he's well. Let's see what else we have here. I think we are at the beginning of everything. So we might as well. Oh, Paco, El Centro is scary right now. I can imagine, Claude. I certainly hope you have everything you need so that you can stay home. And I am so very happy to see this report from Rita, who had brunch at Chai yesterday. We've talked about brunch before. They're wonderful chicken mole enchiladas, and they are absolutely wonderful. Raimundo says presente, and I say me da gusto. And David just asks the universe why. I love it. This is just wonderful. Okay, so let us get started with some news. They are okay news today, but you have to keep in mind it's Friday. It's Viernes Santo. Most people are trying to get some time off, so I'm not surprised that the news writers out there are not being very eloquent today. But let's see what we have. Well, welcome to the busiest days of Semana Santa and Semana de Pascua. It is this weekend. Yesterday, Contralinea reported that the average hotel occupancy in Puerto Vallarta was at 63% of a maximum allowed of 66%. It is also fairly clear that there are hotels that are already over their maximum allowance and not reporting it, and that is what it is. As we said earlier, it is time for tourists to enjoy our destination, hopefully in a responsible manner, and for us locals to stay out of their way by staying home and just, cleaning the house or doing whatever it is that we wish to do when we are here. Now, how many headlines does it take? How many headlines would you like about the beach being free of bacteria? Well, either local papers have been bored or under a lot of pressure to report this, or there's simply just not a lot of stuff going on, because just about every local media outlet had a headline in the last 24 hours on the matter. Seapal the waterworks company, went as far as making tests in front of reporters with astonishing results of less than 10 caca units per 100 millimeters of water out of a maximum of 200, whereas federal authorities had reported a number of about 260 caca units just about a week ago. One has to wonder where the caca went. And personally, I'm just waiting for the whole vacation period to go away so that I can find a nice swimming pool for a lovely day pass after all the tourists are gone. Again, whether you wish to go swim at Los Muertos this week is entirely up to you. Don't do it, really. Let the tourists enjoy the caca bath. Mexico's changing completely the topic here, Mexico's Financial Intelligence Unit, Mexico's Financial Intelligence Unit, and that is quite a name, froze the bank accounts of the three murder suspects in the case of former Jalisco Governor Aristoteles Sandoval. This has been done apparently due to the fact that, I'm sorry, I'm laughing because Jeannie just nailed it by saying caca happens. Yes, it does, and it seems to have happened at Los Muertos Beach, and now it's happening elsewhere. What do we know? Anyhow, the bank accounts for the three murder suspects of former Jalisco Governor Aristoteles Sandoval have been seized, frozen, and this has been done apparently due to the fact that their financial assets were also blocked in the United States. Although no names had been mentioned, now there are names out and about, and it has been confirmed that these are members of the Jalisco Cartel, the Nueva Generación Jalisco Cartel, and we continue to wait to see what kind of development happens in this particular situation. And the other murder, unfortunately, we're talking about murders quite a bit these days, but these are important news. The murder of Victoria Esperanza Arriaza, the Salvadorian woman who was brutally murdered by policemen in Tulum. Mexico's Secretary of Government, Olga Sanchez Cordero, had a telephone call with the murder victim's mother, who is now in Mexican territory along with other relatives to claim the body back and to see through the whole situation. In the phone call, Sanchez Cordero promised Rosibel Arriaza, Victoria Salazar's mother, that all the support possible to bring this regrettable incident to closure would be offered by the Mexican government. And of course, speaking of closure, I must remind you again, well, I mustn't, but I will anyway, that our live interview with my niece Catia Ojeda and her husband Alex Goldberg about their film Closure will take place at 3 p.m. today, local time. Hopefully, you will have watched the film and will be able to join us and ask any questions that you have. And if you have not watched the film just yet, I promise that we'll keep the spoilers to a minimum so that you can still enjoy the film once you get to watch it. Let me take a quick look at some of your comments before we move on to the weather. Let's take a look. Look. Happy Friday from Punta Perula, where it is very busy with lots of holiday makers. We love your daily broadcast. Thank you very much, Debbie. It's so nice that you tune in. Michael loves cha, and that's a good thing to love. I love it. Let's see what else we have. Stephanie says, no bacteria, haha. I have a bridge in Brooklyn that I can sell to you. That was lovely. And I can attest to that. That's a smelly bridge. Let's see what else. Carl has cleaned up all the caca. I don't know who Carl is, but thank you, Carl, for doing your duty. Thank you very much. Rita like this caca units. Well, that's what they are. It's like caca bacteria. Why not call it for what it is? Let's see what else we have. Ooh, Siam leftovers. Is that even possible? It's like I always stuff my face whenever I go to Siam. Will this afternoon be like the same style as your broadcast, asks Joe. Well, Joe, I'm a very curious person, and of course I have watched the film, and having the privileged opportunity to connect directly with people that are creators at that level, and not to brag, but I mean, the film has been shown in festivals in different parts of the world and stuff like that, trying to find out things like, when did Alex, as a screenwriter, decide he wanted to be a director? Does this happen frequently or not? The film subject matter is, of course, Closure, a young lady that travels to California looking for her sister, and who's disappeared, and then there's this whole view of the life that Californians have. Is that view real or fictitious? And then there are things like trying to find out, okay, why did you choose the background music that you chose? What kind of conversations did you have with a film composer? And then there's a fabulous cameo in the film, and that's probably going to be the only spoiler that I will share. And it comes at a very poignant moment in the film, and it is my sister-in-law who makes an appearance in the film as an extra, having an interesting conversation with my niece. So, I mean, there's all kinds of questions that I personally find fascinating about the movie-making process. And of course, there's a whole issue of closure. I mean, we all look for closure in our lives, and it'll be interesting to see how closure, or the lack of closure, prompted Alex to write a screenplay about closure, and how he feels about the fact that there were some loose ends on the film, and how demanding is the industry, and how demanding is the public about whether closure has to be complete or incomplete. And I mean, I can think of a million interesting questions that we're going to have. So that's pretty much what this afternoon is going to be about, asking them questions. Hopefully you will have questions as well, and we'll have a jolly old time. Yay! Let's see, where was I? Right over here. Craig went to the pier yesterday. Sad to see the state of disrepair. Absolutely. It is unfortunate. It is one of those things that has been brought up here in the program, and we've seen the thrown ball from one place to another when it comes to finding the funds to maintain that beautiful icon, or formerly beautiful icon. It is unfortunate that it is the way it is right now. Let's see. Oh, Raymond, all this talk about beach bacteria is cacophony. Bah. You never told me if you have coffee or not. I will need some coffee. If I don't get it from you, I'll get it from the next door ox. So that's what I'll do. I see. Joe is asking, can we ask questions like we do now? Oh, absolutely, Joe. I certainly hope you will. I certainly hope you will. I mean, I think it's a fantastic, wonderful opportunity, again, to get close to people that are doing this stuff. I mean, I personally think it's fascinating. Um, Nigel brings a good point, and I totally agree. It's great to see people enjoying the destination. Again, I have no problem with that. Hopefully, hopefully, again, they'll do so responsibly. Ricky asks, is there a reminder button for Closure Talk? Yes, there is, and I will put it in the show notes today so that you can have it at your disposal. Judy watched the movie 2 weeks ago. Hopefully, you'll be able to join us this afternoon. And Dun, 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 dun. Ooh, the pier was a boondoggle. I'm going to have to look that word um, up because I've never seen it or used it before. I love it. And Raymond confirms that there is coffee uh, at the bakery. Please save me a really sweet pastry because I'm craving something cinnamony. And I promise I will put on some clothes right after the broadcast and I will come to say hello. But first, let us jump to the weather forecast. And the weather forecast tells us that it is 30 degrees right now. It feels like 31 degrees out there. Humidity is 43%. Our temperature is 87 Fahrenheit for those of you that are Fahrenheities. And our weather forecast for today calls for a partly cloudy day. High temperature of 33, low temperature of 23. Tomorrow, Saturday, will be partly cloudy as well with a high temperature of 32, low temperature of 21. And our weather for Sunday will be clear through the day. Yay, a high temperature of 33, low temperature 29. I just got a Facebook update saying that Costco will be closed on Sunday. Just in case you were planning to go to Costco today or tomorrow or even Sunday. It is what it is. Now, let me see what else do we have. Oh no. Oh, Claude, I am so sorry to hear that. We will definitely send good vibes in your general direction and hope for a speedy recovery. Absolutely. Good vibes all around. Frank says that a boondoggle is a synonym for a kopfeffe. You guys are trying to trick me or something? I'm going to have to look for all these words because they're fascinating. Alan says that boondoggle is chingadera. I love it. We will definitely look into these matters, which are extremely important. I love it. Let's see. Just yesterday, we were discussing how interest in moviegoing was increasing here in town through the vacations, and how sad it was that there's no better programming at the local Cinepolis, which is the only movie theater left in town that is working. The other one, Cinemex, they called it quits. Well, I was happy to check Cinepolis's upcoming schedule, and I discovered, drumroll, that they will be screening the Lord of the Rings trilogy next week on Thursday. I don't know if they're going to do it in subsequent days, but on Thursday at Cinepolis VIP in English with Spanish subtitles, the three films are going to be scheduled, and it seems as though they actually got their math right so that one can actually watch each 3-hour film right after the other. Does that sound nuts? Probably to some, but to me, it's going to be a lot of fun. I will definitely try to go watch this. I have some other friends that have expressed interest in doing it. One can buy tickets in advance, and let's hope that it doesn't get really crowded. I don't see a lot of people wanting to watch the three Lord of the Rings movies again. But I find them to be very engaging and beautiful. And I dared you to sing the movie theme. I dared you to sing it. Well, I couldn't even hear it if I wanted to. But ever since I found out about that news, I keep singing Mordor's theme to myself. And if you want to be reminded of what the movie music sounds like, I'm going to leave you with a beautiful 4-minute long clip of music from The Lord of the Rings performed by the Danish National Symphony Orchestra. I find this clip that I'm going to leave in the show notes both fascinating and annoying because at some point there are very interesting close ups of the percussion section using things like metal chains banging pieces of metal to recreate some of the warlike sounds during the movie. But of course, there are also close ups of some of the lady players. They're all wearing flower garlands on their hair and pointy ears. And I think to myself, why do the girls get to have all the fun? I mean, why are all the boy players wearing their formal tuxes? Um, on the other hand, as much as I'd like to wear pointy ears and wear flower garlands while I'm performing with a symphony orchestra, I don't know if that I would feel too keen on having to wear all those chingaderas during an entire concert set, because that would be like an hour and a half of wearing glued things to your ears when you're trying to hear the other musicians. What can I tell you? It is gimmicky, but it is what it is. Let me see what else we have as a way of comments before we wrap off the day. And before I ask you, what are you doing this weekend? What are you doing to stay happy and stay sane while all the tourists are frolicking out and about? I remember the pier in the early 90s, planks of wood, no railings, quite modest. I have plenty of photographs of that pier, Pat. And I have a lot of photographs of the construction process. It is really beautiful to remember those times. I'd be interested to know who the sound crew on Closure was. Well, Mark, here is your opportunity to find out more about it this afternoon, 3 o'clock local time. Let's see. Thank you, John. A boondoggle is a project that is considered a waste of time and money, yet it is often continued due to extraneous policy or political motivations. Well, it does sound like one of those, doesn't it? Carlos says that the Elizabeth Taylor movie theater is open. So Cinepolis is not the only movie theater that is open, but Cinepolis, that's Elizabeth Taylor movie theater, is only for special occasions, as you know. But speaking of Elizabeth Taylor, I am reminded of something that I would love to do at the Malecon before sometime in the near future, which is I got a photograph of a truly not pretty new sculpture on the Malecon. Not pretty. I shouldn't say that because I haven't seen it in person just yet. There's a new bust on the Malecon of Elizabeth Taylor. And I saw the photo and I thought, seriously? And that, to me, sounded like a boondoggle. But again, I'm going to wait till I see it in person till I cast my shady opinion about it. And that probably will not happen this weekend because the Malecon is packed with tourists. But I wonder if anybody has seen it. And if you have seen it, or if you happen to be walking by it, please send some photos my way, because the one that I saw was not the best photo. But I'm really curious. Who would sculpt Elizabeth Taylor now? And who would choose to put it on the Malecon now, and why? And how much did that cost to whom? Just questions that one has. What can I tell you? Does any of the cluster know why the female Marina officers only have a stick and the men have machine guns? Whoa, that's a loaded question, Claude. I have no idea. But that's a really good question to ask the authorities at some point. I love it. Let's see. Mark is happy because now he can play the chains in the symphony orchestra. I tell you, Mark, just keep your eyes open for those audition notices. You never know. You never know. Let's see. Gail says, I am going to the guest chef Oscar O at Tintoque dinner tonight and brunch on Saturday. That sounds like fun. I love it. I don't think Tintoque will be very crowded, not at those prices. Bill will be dreaming of Puerto Vallarta here in 2 months. That's wonderful. Catherine replies saying that she has seen the women armed. That's good to know. Oh, that sounds dreamy, Kathleen. Going to a ranch, going to a 60th birthday party. That sounds like fun. Mushi is hanging out on our deck to avoid the crowds, already all stocked up. I hope things are going great in your new pad here in Puerto Vallarta. Rita answers that women don't need weapons because they're way fierce. Yay. I love it. Ronnie says that bust is awful. Oh dear. See, I've only seen pictures, but the pictures were not flattering. Dennis chimes in with me. And Christy says, not the best bust from what I've seen. I tell you, I am just dying with curiosity to go check it out. John is counting days to come back. Kelly's counting days to come back. This is really wonderful. Angelica speculates that maybe the women don't wear weapons because they can kill if they get angry. I am scared of that, but maybe that's why they put them in. Maybe that's why they put them there. Women can kick ass and the men need a gun. I can totally believe that. Angelo has seen pictures of Liz. It doesn't look like her. Stephanie says it doesn't look like her. You know, I really have to go see it. I really do. Let us see what else we have. Oh, brunch is only 400 pesos at Tintoque. That's not expensive. My bad. Thank you for letting us know. If anybody wants to have brunch at Tintoque, you can have brunch at Tintoque for 400 pesos. That's wonderful. And Laura's also counting days. It's nice to see that you guys are counting days to come back. It is really comforting to know because a lot of English-speaking folk use Semana Santa as their cue to go away. So it's always nice to see that some of you are using after Semana Santa to come back and enjoy our city. Of course, the weather is changing. It's getting warmer, but as the sanitary measures allow us to continue to operate in a more comfortable, open manner, it is nice to see that interest in our city continues to increase. This certainly helps those people that desperately need the income derived from your presence here, and that is always appreciated. And this, of course, wraps up our coffee and headlines for today. I certainly hope you had a good time this morning. It was pretty mellow in terms of news, but you know, it is the holiday weekend. A lot of people are just trying to get as much rest as they can. I am planning new projects around the house. I mentioned an interest in making wine bottle carrying chingaderas with my crochet hooks, and two of my lady friends jumped at an opportunity of getting one. So I think I'm going to be crocheting a lot this weekend and cleaning the house and planning for next week's specialty days, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. So I hope that we will connect again tomorrow, and if not Sunday, for Sunday Fun Day. I certainly hope we will be able to connect this afternoon for Catia and Alex's interview. And I hope you'll have an awesome day. Again, you know, we love to complain about all the tourists, but hey, we have this beautiful city all to ourselves for 365 days minus 1 week and a half. Let people just have a good time, and hopefully they will put things back where they belong before they leave. Have a great day, and I hope to connect with you soon. And stay happy and stay in touch, and have a good one.